Wait.
Here we are.
Hey.
Rambling After Dark, Ramble Radio 407. Here we go.
407.
Ramble After Dark. Huh? Huh?
They say 407 is the most sensuous of all numbers.
It is. It is. Remember, I think we already talked about this, but I think that was. It's always awkward when, rappers who I didn't think. I was dumb. See, I didn't think Tone Loc was pop. I thought he was like a badass rapper. I didn't think he was a pop rapper.
I never thought he was. I never like LL Cool J was a rapper.
Right.
But I never thought Tone Loc was in the same category as like even an LL Cool J.
No. I'm just saying like his genre of rap. I mistakenly took it for hardcore. I think because of his voice. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then when he did that song,
but not the lyrics.
No, when he did Loc Gets Hard, doing it after dark, I was like, wait, what?
I mean, the Wild Thing. I mean, if he was hardcore rap, he'd be like, we just fuck it.
We just fucking. You're right. That's true. He would have been like Trick Daddy. Run off in your mouth, put a gun off in your mouth, blow your motherfucking brains out, bitch.
Right.
He would have been. Is there a Kids Bop version of the Trick Daddy songs? Do you think they ever did a Kids Bop version of who'll run off in your house, put a gun off in your mouth, blow your motherfucking brains out, bitch? You know, like, is that? And then have Trina come in. You don't know Nan Ho, who been the places I've been, who done spent the grand that I spent, fuck about 5 or 6 best friends. You don't know Nan Ho. Who's quick to deep throat the dick and let another bitch straight lick the clit.
I used to be scared of the dick.
Would that be like a kid? Do you think Kids Bop ever had a version of that? Oh man.
Whew.
Hang out with 5 or 6 best friends. You don't know Nan. You think it's just you and I?
Yeah, sure.
Well, we were all set to have alt-right Cody make his.
That was the rumor.
Return
that was the rumor
week.
on the street.
It was ready. It was
I
all
heard from
set
several
to happen.
unconfirmed sources.
We knew
it was going to happen.
It was alt-right Cody time, but then that whole True Social stock plummet.
That was tough. That had to be tough.
It was not easy
for alt-right Cody.
It was not a good day for alt-right Cody. When that plummeted.
I mean, what the Big T lost almost $1 billion
It was hard. I don't know how look, hopefully we'll have him on one day to explain all this but I don't think it's happening this week. I think this derailed his entire week.
It might have taken the whole week off.
Just the plummet of Truth
He's
Social.
got a lot, more fires to put out for poor
He
Cody.
really does.
I feel bad. I hope he gets some regular physicals from the doctor just to monitor.
I would like that. I would think he needs it.
Because I'm a little worried.
Now,
how stress he's under.
Let me so far the working title is, should there have been a Kids Bop version of Trick Daddy songs? Okay. Or Too Short? Too Short better, maybe?
Too Short?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Because Jesus Christ, I don't know how, Too Short, I'm all for free speech, but Jesus, he should have been Me Too'd by lyrics alone.
But pen and paper should have Me Too'd.
Wait a minute, Jesus, what did you just write down? Yeah, pen and paper should have Me Too'd.
Maybe that's the title. Pen and paper should have Me Too'd.
Pen and paper should have Me Too'd him. Oh God, there it is. Hold on, we're changing it again, dude. Eddie, first off,
yeah.
Are you having a good day so far?
It's not good or bad. It's just a day right now, which I guess that can be a good day, right? If it's just a day, not a bad day is a good day, right? Oh, well, come on. I was having a day.
People.
Fucking these fucking people.
These fucking people.
These goddamn fucking people.
All it needs is just a subscription to the Ramble on iTunes, a 5-star rating, a positive text review. I don't know.
I feel bad because I don't see these numbers until you tell me when we're doing the show.
Right.
You have to live with them all day. That's got to be tough.
I will first thing in the morning, Eddie. I wake up and I go, these fucking people. I mean, and to think about, I don't know. Is Dahlem now is LeBron going to have to stay in the league like 5 more years to get to Dahlem's numbers at this point? Is LeBron just going to have to keep playing till he's like 46 in order to get to where
I don't think
Dahlem
it's
is
reachable
right now?
I don't think it's reachable.
We could be looking at DiMaggio's. We could be.
I think DiMaggio's was a couple weeks ago. I think we're past DiMaggio.
Everything is
We're going into Cal
Dahlem.
Ripken Jr. We're going into Iron Man territory here.
But I mean, has he already dwarfed Cal Ripken?
2151 or whatever.
Right,
the fuck the number
but has
was.
he already dwarfed that?
Possibly.
Has he already dwarfed? I mean, my God, it's just
I mean, that's what's going to be up. It's going to be DiMaggio, Ripken,
right. Dahlem.
Like those that's rarefied air.
Ripken, DiMaggio. I think
those are the streaks.
Yeah, oh God,
I believe so.
There it is. I got some sad news to report.
Oh, what happened?
I had a show. Saturday? No.
Saturday?
Friday evening.
Friday? Okay.
Friday evening.
Okay. Where at?
The Crow in Santa Monica.
Oh, wonderful club.
Great club. The show was fantastic.
Club. Yeah.
I had to pick up Andrea's mother at the airport.
Sure.
At midnight, LAX, Friday.
Sure.
So I have about 4 hours to kill after the show. So I walk around the promenade for a bit, get some really kick-ass Chinese food. Then I came back to the promenade, walked around for a bit, and lo and behold, there's a movie theater right there.
Serendipitous.
Like, man, yeah. And now, fresh in my head was Cody telling me just how god-awful Kong versus Godzilla was.
Right, so you don't want to go near that.
I don't need it. Cody said Godzilla suplexes Kong, like legit suplexes King Kong.
Like belly to belly, belly to back.
I think it was
jackknife.
I think it was the broccoli.
He didn't take the arm, put it over the head, and
I think it was
him
the
up for a second.
That would have been great. I think from what Cody said, it was belly to back. It was the Lesnar type.
Okay. But if he does a standing, holds him for a second,
that's a lot better. That's a different
movie. That's a different movie.
Then it becomes a masterpiece. Then it becomes, how are you not watching?
Why don't you? If you know you're making a ridiculous movie like Kong and Godzilla, why? And you know you're going to have him suplex. How come the directors go, fuck it?
Fuck it.
Give him
stand.
Have him wrap Kong's arm around his head and hold him for a 2 count. And then drop him back.
Can I go further? I go further?
Yeah, go further.
Okay. Now, you've heard as well, I'm sure, that Kong Godzilla is terrible. Or Godzilla
made $80 million opening weekend.
I know. You heard it's terrible, though, right?
I heard it's terrible. I knew it was going to be terrible.
Would it have been... Okay, let's talk about this. Let's keep your suplex.
Okay.
Let's keep your suplex in it.
Okay.
And then let's add maybe the true plot of the film is it's a retirement match.
Okay. I like it.
Godzilla beats Kong, right?
Okay.
Kong, tell me if you remember, if this is ringing a bell. Okay. Kong does his finisher on Godzilla like 5 times.
Okay.
But Godzilla's still able to kick out.
Are we talking WrestleMania 7 here?
Eddie.
Are we inching in on WrestleMania 7?
I think you're smelling what I'm brewing. And how much better is the film if Godzilla then beats Kong,
right?
And Kong has to retire, and the sensational Sherry attacks Kong in the ring, and then Miss Elizabeth comes out to rescue. What are we talking about then? What are we talking about?
I think you're looking at Godfather 2. And then right below that, I think it's Kong X Godzilla.
Kong X, Godzilla X Kong. I think
whatever it is. I think it's right there.
It's just under Godzilla. It's Rashomon, Godfather
2. And then I think that right there. And then just Citizen Kane, a distant fourth.
If you have sensational Sherry just start dressing down and slapping Kong around.
Just
working him
back
over.
And forth.
And then Miss Elizabeth, she had enough. She runs in. How was that not the greatest film?
And then Miss Elizabeth up on the shoulder as you're rolling credits, and Kong is just doing the finger up in the air. Top 3 movie of all time.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all.
Top 3 movie of all time.
So here's the mistake I made.
Okay. I may have made this mistake Sunday night as well. So
I said, you know what? Kong ain't happening.
Yeah.
Oh, Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
Sure got a lot of fond memories.
Lots. Frozen Empire. Yeah.
They're all in it. Okay.
Yeah, all the old gang's back together.
The whole gang's back together.
Sans Spangler.
Sans Egon. But it's got like 4 of his family in it, right? 3 his daughter and 2 grandkids. I'm in. I enjoyed Afterlife. I thought it was fun.
I enjoyed Afterlife too. Not in the way I enjoyed Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
No, nothing.
But I enjoyed Afterlife.
Nothing. But I go into Frozen Empire, and Eddie, I was about 10 minutes in, and I texted, because I hadn't gotten Cody's take on it. Yeah. So I texted Cody. I said, what the fuck is happening right now? All caps.
Yeah.
And he laughs and goes, it gets worse. And I'm like, you are kidding.
It does.
You saw it too?
Does.
Did you see
Sunday
it too?
night I took Colton Sunday night to see it.
Okay, here's the good news. I think Colton is now at the age where he can understand that some movies just fucking suck and he doesn't need to go see them. I think he can get this now.
He kind of still wants. He didn't come out saying it was great because I kind of gave him the lowdown on it when I left out of the theater. I'm like, that was kind of fucking one from a cinematic standpoint, just all over the fucking place.
There was no plot.
It was just all over the fucking place.
The storyline was inched along, and then like the villain was pointless and stupid. No, how do you give a fuck about him? You don't know who he is until an hour into the fucking movie.
I mean, I point out the first thing that comes to my mind, it just not even plot point or anything, but like, okay, the ghost guy is in the middle of the city, right? Yes, making everything cold. Right. But then the cold storm comes from the ocean.
Just so they could
have the trailer shot
of the beach
for the beach of this storm coming to the beach and freezing everything.
Right. And
just
somehow
cut that out of the movie. And somehow, leave that in the trailer. Cut that out of the movie.
And somehow,
it serves no purpose in the movie.
Nothing. And somehow Peter Venkman has no panic. He's just like, oh, I guess I'll go help out the gang. Now that
I'll just show up in my Ghostbuster uniform that I have.
Now that the entire city's frozen. And how do you make a Ghostbusters movie where nothing even remotely funny happens at all?
There was one funny moment that reminded me of the original Ghostbusters.
Do you mind if I say mine and see if we
go ahead, say yours. I'll let you know if it was the funny moment that made me feel like, oh, that's an original Ghostbusters moment.
When Ray is trying to explain how they can trap the main boss, and he's talking about it matter-of-factly, and then Bill Murray goes, pretend like I don't know, Ray.
That's a good one. That's not mine, but that was a good one.
That was it. What was yours?
They're all standing there, and Kumail's trying to find a fire. He can't because his cigarette lighter's out.
Right.
And then I forgot Kumail.
Yeah.
And then Aykroyd goes, I'm sorry, I quit smoking in the 80s or 90s.
Right.
And Bill Murray, Venkman looks at me, he's like, proud of you then, proud of you now.
That was another one. That was
proud of you then, proud of you now. In the moment, like that was a Venkman moment in a Ghostbusters film.
Balloons for that. Two moments.
Because everything was falling apart around them, and he still said, you know what, we're going to die, but I'm proud of you then, proud of you.
Hilarious. Great.
That was it.
Those are the only 2 moments. Everything else, I couldn't believe this movie was happening. When Egon's granddaughter is playing chess with the fucking Hot Topic ghost, that's when I texted Cody and said, what the fuck is happening right now? What the fuck is happening?
Like, and it's such a thin plot. Like, no shit, the ghost is manipulating her to free the fucking bad guy.
I still don't understand why they needed a human's voice.
They needed a human voice to say it.
But they still made her a ghost to say it? I didn't understand that. And then here's what also. Well,
no, because when she was he possessed the spirit, which was controlling the body. So the girl was saying it when she was in that box.
That's right.
But
and then here's what I thought the biggest plot hole of the whole thing was you have this moment where Ray says his whole life he's thought about what it could be like to be a ghost. And his best fucking friend in a laboratory that Ray seems to visit every day has a machine that can make you a ghost. And he's never just, perfect. Everything I've always thought about. Let me just walk right in and do this.
This is another plot point that Colton actually brought up when he started thinking about how shitty this movie was. He goes, why did their best friend who's rich have a whole Ghostbusters unit that
the real Ghostbusters didn't know about? That's what Cody texted me. When I texted Cody the thing about Ray, Cody was like, how about the fact that the Ghostbusters didn't know that there was a Ghostbusters laboratory that all their friends from the first movie were working at?
But they're at this shitty broken down firehouse with the trap that's full. And then when that shit gets bad, they just call like the tech guys to show up.
It was like, and then
they don't wonder where the tech guys come from. They don't know. The Winston doesn't let them know, hey, I'm funding this whole thing, but you guys want to move everything over to this big exotic lab that I have? Or you want to hang out in this firehouse?
It felt like it felt like this movie was under time constraint where like they had 9 different ideas for what they could do for this 5th Ghostbusters movie, and they said, "Fuck it, we have to film all 9." Like,
you know
that's
what you're
all
gonna
we can do.
I think their problem started to me was, I know they wanted to make a movie where they could hand off the franchise to the younger generation, Paul Rudd and his family.
Right,
That's fine. Do a new Ghostbusters, but you handed it off perfectly in Afterlife.
It was done. It was handed.
It was handed off.
Now let them
don't
be
put
the heroes.
As much as I love seeing the old Ghostbusters, they don't belong in this movie
serve
at
zero
all.
purpose. It was, and then the whole subplot with the grandkid and Slimer was so fucking dumb. Like, why are we watching this?
That was just have Slimer in the fucking movie.
It was just, let's put Slimer in this and have it. I'm so happy because I think this movie is tanked, hasn't it?
I haven't even seen the numbers for it, but probably.
I mean,
it's so bad.
It was
it's all
dead.
over the place.
It was dead when I saw it in the crowd, and
there was 2 people in the theater when I was there.
Yeah,
with Colton
I would have been so angry had morons started cheering at any of the fan service moments, like when William Atherton is now the mayor, when the slime.
And why does he hate how is he the mayor? Because I understand he hates the Ghostbusters from the first one because they fucked him, they ruined him because he shut down the power thing and the ghost. So he basically caused the whole thing in the first one.
Yeah.
So why is he still angry at the Ghostbusters? He's fucking mayor now. It's like it ruined his life.
He failed upwards.
Had his life been ruined, I could see him trying to come after the Ghostbusters. Right. He's the fucking mayor.
He's the mayor. He's fine. It was so bad. It was sad how terrible of a movie this was. Like,
there was no thought about the other original 2 Ghostbuster films. Like how do they affect whatever happened?
Nothing
in
funny.
This movie.
Like each of
nothing funny.
And I'm telling you, something funny, legitimately funny happened, I think, in every Ghostbusters movie up until this one. At least something funny happened.
Well, you had Bill Murray in his prime, which helped.
The first 2. I thought the Kristen Wiig one, it got great the second half. I thought it was very boring at the beginning, and then when they started busting ghosts, I thought it was fucking awesome. Yeah. I thought that was a really fun second half.
Speaking of busting ghosts, they bust 2 ghosts in this whole movie.
They didn't bust any.
I don't even think that first thing was a fucking ghost.
I think that river monster was really the only ghost they bust. I think I don't know what the fuck that villain was. He was so fucking but like all of it. There was nothing. Man, Rick Moranis went from bumming us all out to being a fucking genius for bailing on this shit. He's just like, no, I'm good. He probably read that script like, you fucking kidding me? I'm going to come back for this? What the fuck's wrong with you?
And everyone from the old movie was just fucking there to like pay fans. It was to pay hollow fan service to 2 movies from 35 years ago.
And it was all
pointless.
Hollow fan service, from William Atherton being the mayor to the library ghost showing up again.
None of it made sense, and none of it was germane to the story they were telling.
No, it was a fucking pile of shit.
And trust me, I love fan service. You can give me all sorts of fan porn. I don't care, but make it
good.
Make it good and make it point to the story. Make it have a point in the story.
Have some relevance. This was just like, it was.
They should have just handed it off. Had none of the original Ghostbusters in this movie, and just done a new Ghostbusters film with this new crew. But the only problem is, I was trying to explain this to Cole when we left. Like, the reason the Ghostbusters was such a phenomenon, and the reason people loved it, is because you loved watching those 4 guys just goof around and deal with ghosts in a funny way.
Yes, it was perfect.
This new group with Paul Rudd and that girl and the 2 kids, like
none of them. There's no chemistry. They're not funny.
And together. Paul Rudd's like doing all the heavy lifting, trying to be the funny guy.
Everything, but none of them. Whereas at least in the original films, they all had funny moments. I mean. Yeah. It's funny, like, looking, but when I was a kid, of course, when Bill Murray said this man has no dick, that was like, I thought that was like the most brilliant
It's true,
line
this
ever.
man has no dick.
But another line that fucking killed me was Winston going, Ray, the next time someone asks if you're a god, say yes.
You say yes.
I mean, they were all funny in the first 2 films. And It just
And the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. What was the point?
Who gives a fuck? This is so you're just trying to
But
sell
that's
toys.
Gozer trying. You have to think of the form of the Destructor,
Right? So
and that
why
was
are
already
they even
done.
around?
So what are those little things?
They made no sense being an afterlife,
And it wasn't cute or funny.
No, it was just stupid. It was so dumb. And yes, you're right. Like that was Gozer's form. That was it. It's over.
You picked the form, and then
Gozer's
also
gone.
at the end with the truck, the Stay Puft truck. Wouldn't the company Stay Puft change their spokesman after their spokesman destroyed New York City?
Half of New York City. Like we should probably move
Let's maybe
on from
change
this.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Fuck it.
Let's not keep him.
It was man. I'm telling you, Eddie. This was.
That was bad, man. It was bad. You had 17 people. You had 17 main characters, and you couldn't invest in any of the stories.
Anything. Like the Kumail thing was so dumb because at first I said, "Oh, they got Kumail to do a cameo," and you're like, "Wait a minute, he's the hero? I know nothing about this guy. I know nothing about It would have been, could it have killed him to have Kumail been like kind of a con artisty kind of guy who is trying to get a job with the Ghostbusters the whole movie?"
Yeah.
And you let him kind of make that character funny and actually do shit, and then halfway through the film, not at the end, but halfway through, oh shit, this guy's actually a chosen one.
You find out he's the chosen, the Ghostbuster. But you can't
been...
do that when you're dealing with the girl having no friends, making friends with a ghost. Paul Rudd trying to be a stepdad. And then you're trying to shoehorn in the old Ghostbusters. There's no room to do anything.
It was just a fucking colossal mess. It was,
and there's no moments where it's so entertaining that you can ignore all the other flaws.
Right.
There's no moment where you're like, well, fuck. Well, at least that was good. Like in
that was
like in the Wig Ghostbusters, the all female Ghostbusters, the end scene there when they're busting ghosts, you're at least like drawn into that moment.
Fucking great. It was really good. It was really well done. And Afterlife and the Wig film look like masterpieces compared to this fucking thing.
Yeah, and Afterlife was such a great send-off for the original Ghostbuster characters.
Cast. You had Egon's ghost. It was over. You
have them go. You just pass it on and go away.
And it was This
was just fucking. I remember you texting me while you're watching. Like Caddyshack 2 may have been better.
I don't think.
And I
was my next question.
Disagree.
I don't really
disagree.
think Caddyshack 2, as awful as that was a better.
Because the moment when he asks him if you've ever putted with a wedgie, and he says no, here, and then the guy goes to putt and he gives him a wedgie while he's putting. Funniest. That would be the funniest moment in this film.
That would have crushed. Don't you think?
Yeah. Have you ever putted with a wedgie? No.
If this had been in there, it crushes. Don't you think? It absolutely
crushes. Have you ever putted with a wedgie?
Oh, I don't know. It was
bad. Fucking bad.
It was
disappointing.
So
bad.
I can't believe they did it. I really saw it, and I was like, I can't believe.
Because the first one is not Afterlife, not on level of the first two, because the first two were fun and entertaining and you loved them. This Afterlife was not a fun movie.
No, it was.
They were trying to go for that whole Stranger Things vibe, which is fine, and it's a good handoff point. Okay, if you're going to take Ghostbusters in a different direction, have the original ones show up at the end to fight the final thing, and you've handed it off, and now you can go down the Stranger Vibes route with this new cast and do Ghostbusters that way.
This was fucking ugh.
But what they tried to do is like, let's take old Ghostbusters and then smash it with this new one, and like, what the fuck is this?
What is this?
None of this makes any sense.
It was. I hate that I saw it. I'm so mad that I had to see that fucking piece of shit.
I should have gone and I wish I had seen Dune, so I could have gone and seen Dune 2.
That's the move.
That's my regret. Yes, that's my regret. I haven't seen Dune first to watch Dune 2.
Dune 2. And the difference is it's astronomical between these two films, between Ghostbusters and Dune 2. It is. You can go see Dune 2 right now without having seen Dune 1, and it's still 1,000 times better.
This made Blue Beetle look like one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
It was fucking brutal. Well, there's your Ramble movie roundup. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire was fucking.
That was rough, guys.
Painful. More painful We have contraction.
Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
Skeletor.
Oh, boy.
We were just giving a movie review of the latest Ghostbusters film. I don't know. Have you seen any new films out lately you can give us a review of?
Eddie, that's a wonderful question, baby. I'm glad that you've asked me. The big S here in my little hot tub. You know what I mean? And after dark, baby, with the big S. No, I haven't seen any new films. I'm sorry, but there's one film about ghosts that I always go back to that I think is just an absolute masterpiece and a pinnacle of your earthly cinema. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a movie guy, Eddie? Would you consider?
I'm a movie guy, sure.
Okay, this came out in 1990, so it's kind of a little far back, but it's called Ghost Dad, and I laugh every time I see it. I come a lot during the film. I think it's a brilliant, wonderfully made comedy. I think it's a great film, and I think it stars probably just the most righteous person you could have to be in a film. And Ghost Dad. It's just wonderful, and I actually host a viewing of it. All my minions, all of their henchmen, we all pile into the Cineplex. And we have a Ghost Dad viewing, and it's who can take the longest to come. And I always lose because I come the first. I'm coming real fast. And you ask yourself, where could you house so many people and so much cum? Well, that's easy. He-Man's mother's pussy. You get it?
Uh-huh.
But yes, Ghost Dad. 2 thumbs up.
Okay. All right. Ghost Dad. Wow.
Of course, it'd be a Cosby.
Yeah.
Ghost Dad.
Well, at least it wasn't Leonard Part 6.
That was my number 2.
Okay.
Leonard Part 6. Can I just go ahead and give you my favorite films I've ever seen?
Okay.
Ghost Dad. Leonard Part 6. Stop, or my mom will shoot. Okay? That's a great. Cool as Ice. And, my God, it's either between Speed 2 Cruise Control or Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But there you go.
All right, there it is. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Cinesnob Cody? Let's get
get him on
Cody.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Get him on Rotten
please.
Tomatoes. Yeah. That's
The only problem with all those films, not enough Bush.
Okay. I don't think that's ever been a complaint from anyone.
Eddie working all the fine folk.
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio. Wednesdays, Ramble Proper. And then also I have a new podcast out with my friend Jen Sturger.
There we go.
Called Not Today, which you can get wherever you do your podcast. So just
there
type in Not Today, and there it is.
Look at that. You can find me. Go follow Eddie in all those places. Damn it. Go show Eddie and Jen's new podcast some love. Damn it. And you can find me in the same Ramble locales. You can find Eddie and Cody. I'm streaming games most nights. Retro Rocha, Twitch and Kick, and just my name on YouTube. I'm also going to be running my new hour Cancer Culture at the Hollywood Improv this Wednesday. 8:30 p.m. Eddie, you going to be able to make that show?
I'm going to be there.
Eddie's on the bill.
Show.
There it is. Eddie's on the bill. There you go. So you can see Eddie and I live in Hollywood Wednesday, April 3rd, 8:30 p.m. at the Hollywood Improv in the Lab. You can get tickets on my website, the Hollywood Improv's website. I want to thank you all for tuning in. We love you all. Stay safe out there. Don't make a fuck out of us. We will see you tomorrow for a regular ramble. Until then, take care, everybody.